Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and this is Feral. So as you all know that this is hard time and it is Corona time. I'm not able to go out much. So I thought why not be at home, share some interesting facts with you guys. So let me tell you, I would be sharing more interesting facts about Ethiopia in my coming videos. But I'm just gonna share the basic facts about Ethiopia in this part. So let's go on. The capital city of Ethiopia is Addis Ababa, and it has many religions. Like it's a multicultural and multi-ethnic country, and Christianity is the major religion of Ethiopia. But it also has other religions like Judaism, Islam. Then in Christianity also they have Orthodox Christian, they have Penthe, and so on. Ethiopia is 7 years behind the Julian calendar because Ethiopia follows Gregorian calendar. That means that if we are in 2020, Ethiopia is still in 2013. Yes, you heard me right. It is 7 years behind the world. So still in their paperwork they use 2013 for the present year. And Ethiopia has 13 months. Like throughout the world we have 12 months, right? But Ethiopia has 13 months. So basically each month has 30 days. And the month which has 31 days, so 1 month of each, so that comes to 5 months, becomes a month. So the last month, which is called month Pagme, has only 5 days. And it depends upon 4 days or 5 days according to the leap year. And they have a different time as well. They have different clock timing as well. So like for the rest of the world, when it's 7 o'clock, in Ethiopia it's 1 o'clock. Actually it makes sense, right? So when you wake up in the morning, it's the first hour of the time when you wake up, so it's 1 o'clock. So when it's 8 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock. When it's 9 o'clock, it's 3 o'clock, and so on. So when you are in Ethiopia, don't forget to mention you're talking about European time when you are in Ethiopia, because it would then create confusion between you and the local people. So you can check it out in my description about this, about the time thing. So, Ethiopian people are called Abasha people. Basically, Ethiopians and Eritreans, both this country people are called Abasha people because they are Semitic speaking inhabitant of the country. So now let's move on to the Ethiopian food. So basically Ethiopian food consists of injera. Injera is more like a flat bread, and on top of it they put different kinds of gravy. So the gravy which they put is tepswat, dorowat, kitfo. These are all different kinds of meat and meat products. So if I'm not wrong, kitfo is beef and dorowat is chicken. And they also have shuro and other vegetables on it. Nowadays in Ethiopia, people love drinking coffee. So coffee is one of their diet. They have touch, which is an alcoholic drink made out of honey. So let's talk about their clothes. Ethiopia has beautiful clothes which is made from cotton. It's hand woven cotton and they have designs on it. Usually it's white in color, but now they have also started dyeing different colors, and it's really beautiful. If I get chance, definitely in my upcoming videos I can wear one of the Ethiopian outfit and I can show you. Yes, so what all things would you need when you come to Ethiopia? So the first major thing what would you need is visa. So visa, you can get it from your own country. There is e-visa, there is visa on arrival. So most of the countries have visa on arrival like India, China, Hong Kong, Thailand, Mexico, Canada, United States. But I can share the link in the description about all the countries which has visa on arrival. Now there is also this thing called e-visa, which you have to just fill up the application form and you can get e-visa. You have to pay whatever the amount is and you can have visa before you travel. For visa on arrival, things what you need is 2 passport size photograph. So if you are planning on visa on arrival, don't forget that. Second thing what is required in Ethiopia is yellow fever card. So if you are traveling to Ethiopia or any African country, yellow fever card is must. You have to take the vaccine 10 days before and then on the 11th day you can travel. And then when you are in Ethiopia, you like depending on the season you need your clothes, but I suggest whichever season you are in, get warm clothing because it can be really cold in evening. It's always good to put a full sleeve shirt or a t-shirt or a sweatshirt even if it's a summertime, because evening can be really pleasant, and depending on your health and depending on your capacity you can figure out do you need or you won't need it. What are the places where you can go when you are in Ethiopia? Like places you can travel when you are in Ethiopia. There are beautiful places in Ethiopia like Derdawa, Harar. There is Seaman Mountains in Bardar. Then there is Oromo Valley where you can see Oromo tribes. And then there is Blue Nile Fall, which is really beautiful. And there is this place at Palana Gate where hyena man feeds hyena, and if you are bold enough, even you can feed hyena with the stick. But it's indeed a place to visit. Then there is this place called Danakil Depression. It is the hottest place in the world. It's around 3,000 feet below the sea level, and it has live volcano. You need many paperwork and procedures to go to Danakil Depression, but if you choose to come to Ethiopia, this is the place you must go. I'm sorry, the electricity just went off, but no problem, we can continue. So how do people travel when they are in Ethiopia? When you are in Ethiopia, there is facilities like bus, train, private buses. When you want to travel intercity, there is luxury buses. It is luxurious, it has good comfortable setting, it meets the international standard. It might not be same as compared to other international countries, but yes, it meets the international standards and the drivers are qualified, and they are experienced. So when you are in the city and you want to travel, there are taxis, white and blue taxis, which is private taxi and also a shared cab. So you can use that. You can also have a private vehicle. Self-drive is not very recommended in Ethiopia, but you can always hire a cab and a driver, but that would be a bit expensive, around $120 a day. There is facility like Uber, which is called Ride, and there is Taxi, and there are many other platforms similar to Uber. So yes, it's quite easy and it's much affordable. So thank you guys. I hope you like this video, and if you like, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell button. You get it, right? Do like and subscribe. Bye.